In the last 24 hours, the Supreme Court temporarily blocked a controversial abortion access law in the state of Louisiana.
This as Democrats in recent weeks have pushed for controversial legislation to ease restrictions on late-term abortions. So is this issue now taking over the Democratic Party? Here to discuss this is President of Family Research Council, Tony Perkins. Good morning to you, Tony. What did you think of the president's speech at the National Prayer Breakfast yesterday morning, because he did address this issue?
Well, I think this was a great week for the president, a significant week. You had the State of the Union address, which you got 2 thumbs up on, the National Prayer Breakfast yesterday. And what he did, I think in both settings, what he did is that he put before Americans the choice of choosing greatness. And a key part of that in both speeches was that he challenged America to choose the promise of life over the deception and despair of the culture of death that's lurking in legislatures like New York and Virginia.
Mm-hmm. And Tony, if you watched the State of the Union address when the president was talking about the unborn and the late term or birthday abortion law that is essentially what got the Virginia governor into trouble, you watch the audience at the State of the Union and you heard the president protecting the unborn, and the Republicans gave him a great ovation, and then you saw the wide shot of the Democrats, and there was nothing from them.
Yeah, there was a couple of Democrats on their feet, like Senator Manchin, but that was it. But yesterday at the prayer breakfast, almost everybody was on their feet, except Nancy Pelosi and maybe a couple of others. But look, the Democratic Party has become the party of fourth trimester abortions. They are making this a defining issue, and a Rasmussen poll just out, I think last night, 2/3 of Americans do not agree with what New York and with what Virginia is doing. The president is on the right side of this. He's challenging America to choose life over death, and with that comes the promise of prosperity.
In Louisiana, the Chief Justice Roberts sided with liberals on the court and struck down Louisiana's push to make abortion much more difficult. What's your reaction as a guy from Louisiana?
Well, actually, I authored the first law to begin the regulation of abortion clinics back in the late 90s when I was in the legislature there. I hate to see the court step in to stop any reasonable policy that would protect women and unborn children. However, you got to see this in the context. It's procedural. I still think the law is going to go forward and ultimately will be in place.
Wow.
All right. And the president yesterday at the prayer breakfast made it very clear he's up for protecting religious liberties, right?
Steve, this president has done more to protect and promote religious freedom than any president in my lifetime. I served in the Marine Corps under Ronald Reagan, admired him greatly. This president in 2 years has done as much as, if not more, than Ronald Reagan in advancing these core values that make America great.
Well, if the evangelicals don't get behind him, you're not going to get 4 more years. It sounds like they're behind him. Tony Perkins.
I'm behind him.
Yeah, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Great to see you. Have a good weekend.